vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the
And now, Mike's Thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Week 5 of the NFL season is here. Week 5 is where the real contenders start separating themselves and the pretenders, like the New Orleans Saints, start dropping down to the very, very bottom. We've seen 4 weeks of battles, 4 weeks of heartbreaks, 4 weeks of upsets, and 4 weeks of dominance. But now it's about the momentum. Now it's about who's hungry enough to take control of their season before it slips away. Look around the league. Some teams are undefeated and riding high. Philadelphia Eagles. Other teams are clinging on to hope. Tennessee Titans. And other few teams are still in this starting to separation desperation mode. Miami Dolphins. Guys, this is the week where the season turns. This is the week where statements are made. You just don't want to win. You want to leave, no doubt. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're fighting to prove that they are still the team to beat. Jim Harbaugh's Chargers, they're still trying to solidify themselves as top dogs of the AFC West. The Cowboys are hungry to remain the world that there are legit contenders. The Giants, Jets, Dolphins, and Texans, they're scratching and calling to just keep their playoff hopes alive. Every snap counts, every yard matters, and every penalty will change the outcome of the game. Week 5 is about energy. It's all about laying it on the line, knowing that one mistake could swing a division and one big play could flip the entire season. You want to be the guy who makes that play? No one wants you to watch what happens. So to the players, strap it up, lock in, and bring the fire. To the fans, get loud, get ready, and let your team know that you got their back. This is football at its finest, and this is where legendaries are written. Guys, it's week 5 of the NFL season, baby! Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Guys, welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you guys are rolling up with us today. Before we head into today's show, guys, head over to manhourradio.com. That's where you can find all your exclusive merchandise, fresh blogs, and everything that's happening with the show. So if you're rocking the Man Hour, guys, that is a spot to rep it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, and to subscribe as well to make sure you never miss a live interactive show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged in with us. But if you want the full experience, if you want free entry into our weekly NFL pick'ems, if you want exclusive merchandise, if you want the bonus live stream coverage only that are Pigskin Pundits games, guys, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members only community. As little as $4.99 a month, guys, you get all that extra footage. Most importantly, you get free entry into the NFL pick'ems. Win those $1 bills, baby. Guys, remember, this is a live interactive show, so drop your thoughts, opinions, and the hottest of the hottest takes down below, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Mr. Wes Sexton. He says, let's get it, baby. Coach Rowe, we're not ready for you yet. I always forget to turn down Coach Rowe. That's my bad. But Wes is in the chat today. What is up, Wes? What's up? Got my man James Frank in the chat today as well. Guys, James has not only won NFL pick'ems back in week 2, he got second place last week. Guys, if you guys want to be like James Frank, you better get your pigskin because he is quickly running away with the grand prize. Oh, the grand prize? $1,000. $1,000 if you get the most NFL picks over the next 18 weeks period. I've got my man Alpha Rob in the chat today as well. Got the mosquito. Get out of here, man. Alpha Rob says, what up, but 5-0 coming Sunday, baby. Alpha Rob. Guys, if you guys do not know, Alpha Rob is a Buffalo Bills fan. Alpha Rob thinks that the Buffalo Bills are going to go 17-0. Alpha Rob, matter of fact, thinks the Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, baby. Guess what, Alpha Rob? A loss is pending, my man. A loss is pending. Not to the Kansas City Chiefs, not to my Kansas City Chiefs, but a loss is pending in the Buffalo Bills in the very, very near future. Is it this week? Probably not. Patriots are not terrible, but they're not great. But it is Sunday Night Football that you guys play each other. But then you got a Monday night game versus the Falcons. Then you play the Kansas City Chiefs. So a loss is coming very, very soon. Is it soon enough? Who knows? But you aren't going to go 17-0. Old Man Rivers in the chat.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Old Man River says, what up, y'all? What up? What is up, Old Man River, guys? Old Man River is the OG of the Pigskin Pundit. So if you want to be like Old Man River, guys, hit that membership tab down below. $4.99 a month, free entry into the weekly NFL Pick'ems, exclusive merchandise, and of course the afternoon drive, which I did not do today because I work from home today. So I totally forgot. But James Frank says, if we can't get a Lion-Browns Super Bowl, I'd be happy with the Bills-Lions Super Bowl. Well, spoiler alert, James Frank, the Detroit Lions are not getting out of the first game of the playoffs. Spoiler alert, the Browns are not going to make the playoffs. Spoiler alert, the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills will not get past the Kansas City Chiefs and the playoffs. So you might as well just start rooting for some other teams, whether it be the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether it be the Chargers, whether it be a dark horse like the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know, but anybody but the Buffalo Bills, because we know they're going to lose to the Baltimore Ravens or to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. That's just the way it is. Guys. But it is Cold Hard Fact Wednesday, guys. So we're going to get into Cold Hard Facts. But let's start off on the top of today's show. And we got to talk a little bit about Thursday Night Football. That is the LA Rams take on the San Francisco 49ers. And guess what? The 49ers will be banged up yet again. And now they're out with their starting quarterback yet again, Mr. Brock Purdy. Yes, Brock Purdy has been ruled out of this Thursday game versus the LA Rams, which brings us to this question, guys. Can the San Francisco 49ers truly survive without Brock Purdy on the starting lineup for games to come? Now, obviously, they beat the New Orleans Saints with backup quarterback Mac Jones. Yes, they did compete with like Mac Jones with that following game. But truth be told, guys, the situation is getting pretty hairy down there in San Francisco. Brock Purdy is out with the toe injury, shoulder injury, hamstring injury, upper body injury. Basically, he is getting weighed down by all those dollar bills in his pocket. But he is not the only one missing either, right? You got George Kittle. He's still out. Brandon Ayuk is still out. Juan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and of course, Jordan Watkins has all been ruled out as well. That's practically the entire passing game wiped off the board for Thursday night matchup versus the LA Rams. That is tough, baby. Now on Tuesday, Brock Purdy sounded pretty hopeful, saying the quick turnaround from Sunday to Thursday made it tough for him to recover, and he wasn't wrong. And by Wednesday, the Niners shut him down. He said, nope, you're not going to happen. But now it's Mac Jones' turn. This will be his third start of the season, and he has won games already, a.k.a. beating the New Orleans Saints. He helped the 49ers beat the Saints and the Cardinals earlier this season. Good news is that Mac Jones is healthy again after battling a sprained knee. Bad news? He will be faced what is so-called the best defense in the NFL. The LA Rams guys are pretty damn good. As a matter of fact, the Rams are no joke. The Rams are my Super Bowl pick for this season. 9th in yards allowed, 5th in defense EPA, and tied for 2nd in sacks with 14. 14 sacks in 4 games. That's tough. They bring the pressure from everywhere, and if you don't have your top targets, they will feast all night long. And then there's the other big problem. The San Francisco is down to just DeMarcus Robertson, Kendrick Bourne, Sky Moore, and MVS as their only healthy receivers. a has been, a never was, and a never will be. Let's just be honest. The team will probably have to elevate somebody like Russell Gage Jr. or Malik Turner from the practice squad. But when you're this thin at wide receiver, you are in trouble, especially against the LA Rams. And remember, they also might need to bring up a backup quarterback in Aiden Martinez as well, which takes away a roster spot for yet another receiver. So picture this. Mac Jones is lining up with Robertson and Bourne as his main targets. Backup tight ends, Luke Farrell, Jake Tongs are in the mix, and the Rams defense starting across the line ready to tee off. That's the reality that we're going to see on Thursday night. That is the reality that we're going to see with the San Francisco 49ers probably for the near future. Guys, the truth is, without Brock Purdy, the 49ers' margin for error disappears. They can still fight, but if your Mac Jones doesn't protect the ball and make plays, this offense could collapse before it even begins. So I'll ask you guys this simple question. Can the 49ers really survive without Brock Purdy, or is this just the beginning of a rush stress for San Francisco 49ers? Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast time at youtube.com/manhour. This is a live interactive show, so comment down below. Let's get your comments in and discuss your thoughts. GeoMex is back in the chat today. What's up, GeoMex? He says, Raiders. We're going to talk about the Raiders tomorrow, GeoMex. So tune in tomorrow. I got some Raiders news for you. Lions are going to smoke the Chiefs in a couple weeks, probably. Not wrong. But Old Man River says, which is a big pun.
Big skin pun. Get you some.
Old Man River says, Purdy, sad. Listen, Old Man River, if you remember correctly, wasn't it this time about last year we're like, hey, you know what? The San Francisco 49ers quarterback system is just, or the San Francisco 49er quarterbacks are just a product of the system. And Brock Purdy is all a part of the system. And I truly believe that. I truly believe Brock Purdy is a product of the San Francisco 49ers system. I think any other team, he's going to be a below average quarterback, if not even a backup quarterback, to be fair. However, Mac Jones is probably equivalent to Brock Purdy as skill levels goes. However, you are missing this guy. You're missing six guys, six of your weapons on the offensive side of the ball. So Mac Jones is probably going to be a very, very long day for him. Unfortunately, giving the Mac Jones or the Brock Purdy aura, like, oh, Brock Purdy's our savior. Brock Purdy, our saviors. James Frank says, I want Philly, my other team's non-Browns, Quaquan, run it back. Eagles are not going to run it back. Stop it. Stop it. Alpha Rob says, Purdy's out again? He is. He played last week, got hurt again. Ever since his rookie season, rookie season that he hurt his shoulder? Brock Purdy has kind of been a walking injury. Let's just be honest about it. He's been kind of a walking injury. He just doesn't like put that swag. Just something about Brock Purdy makes me hate him. Makes me want to punch him in his face. And very few people get me that way. Maybe a little J-dub sometimes, but very few people get me that way. But I just want to punch him in his face. He sucks. Alpha Rob says, when was the last time he played 4 or 5 games straight? That's a great question. That is a great, and I don't know. I legitimately cannot tell you when the last time Brock Purdy played 4 or 5 straight games in a row. Some 49, Jameson, where are you at? You're a 49ers guru. Every time I talk bad about the 49ers, you are there. And I am talking bad about the 49ers right now. Now, they are a pretty good team still. They still got a pretty good defense. Their offense could come around. They still got CMC. They still got the boy from the Commanders. Was it, what's his name? But let's just be honest. Brock Purdy is a walking injury. He's a walking injury, and Old Man River says it's been a minute, to be honest. It has. GeoMax says, oh, by the way, sir, how are you? I'm always great, man. Always great. GeoMax, I see you're watching on the shorts form. So if you like the shorts form, awesome. But if you go to our main page, go over to the live that has the red dot, you will get the rundown. You'll get the overlays and all that stuff. Just to give you a better viewing experience, right? But GeoMax says turf toe forced Deion Sanders to retire. It is no joke. I'm not trying to downplay Brock Purdy's injuries. We're going to talk about Lamar Jackson's injuries here in a second. lose that tumultuously injury, but I do feel that Brock Purdy is truly injured, right? I will give him that. However, he's been a walking injury since he came into the league. From his shoulder to the turf toe to his hamstring to his ribs, it's just he is always hurt. And is it because of the offensive line? Is it because of the way he plays, or is he just injury prone? Like, we don't know. To me personally, I think he's just strictly injury prone. He's just injury prone, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. It sucks for him. Old Man River says, doesn't have the intentional fortitude. He doesn't have the balls, says Old Man River. He tries to be all proper and PG. Shut up. Brock Purdy doesn't have the balls, says Old Man River. Brock Purdy doesn't have the balls to go out there and win some football games. Really? Guys, let me ask you this. Because when we go around the NFL landscape, we always want to put these quarterbacks in this top 10 realm. Like the top 10 is like the Taj Mahal. That is where you want to be. Many people have Brock Purdy as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Geomex, Wes, Alpha Rob, James, Old Man River, the rest of the people that are looking out there today. Is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback? I have never had Brock Purdy as a top 10 quarterback. I always thought Brock Purdy was a product of the system. I think you can plug and play any quarterback into the 49ers system if fully healthy, and they will be successful. Mac Jones proved it a little bit against the New Orleans Saints. Mac Jones proved it against the Arizona Cardinals a little bit. Now, granted, they're still not healthy. Still no George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall's in and out, right? And like whatnot. But the truth of the matter is the 49ers are a product of the system. Every 49ers quarterback is a product of the system. The minute they paid Brock Purdy those da-da-da-da bills, y'all, they shut their Super Bowl window, and bada bing, bada boom, the 49ers are done. So, guys, that is a question that I want you guys to answer right now down there in the comments down below. Is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? And Alpha Rob says, no, he's not. He is not a top 10 quarterback. Alpha Rob has Dak Prescott at number 1, Patrick Mahomes at number 2, then Lamar Jackson, then Justin Herbert, and then possibly Josh Allen at number 5. He's teetering on that number 5 realm. Wes says, I like him. I like him, meaning Wes likes him some Brock Purdy. He said, bring him down to New Orleans and let him run with Alvin Kamara. The truth is, though, Wes, he says he's not top 10 yet. Wes says Brock Purdy's not a top 10 quarterback yet. So, Wes, let me ask you this question then. Since you're saying he's not a top 10 yet, what does he have to do to become a top 10 quarterback in your eyes? He's already gone to the Super Bowl. He's already led the 49ers to the NFC Championship game. He has already been a Pro Bowl quarterback. What does he got to do? Does he got to win back-to-back MVPs? Does he got to do what does he got to do to become a top 10 in your eyes? Because honestly, the only way I could ever see him being a top 10 quarterback is winning those MVPs, is actually leading his team to the Super Bowl. His first year, he was carried to the Super Bowl. The next year, the NFC Championship game, you can say he potentially led his team there, but a product of the system. Me personally, as long as Brock Purdy is on the San Francisco 49ers, underneath Kyle Shanahan, he will never be a top 10 quarterback, no matter what he does. That's just what it is. Patrick Martinez says Purdy only missed 2 games in 24, none in 23, and 3 this year. Okay, so he has played 4 or 5 games in a row. I get it. But then Patrick Martinez says you're whack. Okay. Think what you want to think, buddy. Old Member says negative, Ghost Rider, meaning Brock Purdy is not a top 10 quarterback. He says a shine shogs on a dog's ass some days. Not wrong. Broke clock is right twice. Something about a duck's butt or something. Whatever you say, I don't know what it is. Geomex says Purdy is better starting quarterback than more than half the starters in the league. At this point, I'll take him with 9 toes. Gino Pruno. I'm not for sure what that Mexican term means, but basically, Geno Smith out of Las Vegas, Brock Purdy in at Vegas. GeoMex wants Brock Purdy over Geno Smith. And I don't blame you. I think we hyped up Geno Smith a little bit after week 1, maybe a little too much. Need to slow it down, pump the brakes a little bit, baby. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, Brock Purdy's not a top 10 quarterback. He is out yet again versus the LA Rams, even though he, what Patrick said, he missed 2 games in 24, none in 23 and 3 so far this season. I don't think that is 100% true because I know he missed week 18, 17 last year. So I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. But speaking of injuries, Lamar Jackson. Guys, how much longer can the Baltimore Ravens keep masking Lamar Jackson's so-called injury? And is he really hurt or is he faking it? That is the question right now, guys. Is Lamar Jackson faking his injury? That is the question that's swirling around right now here at Man Hour across the NFL landscape and pretty much all over on Facebook.com/Man Hour page. Because the Ravens are being way too quiet about their so-called star quarterback's injury. Now, let's flash back to Sunday. Lamar Jackson supposedly suffered a hamstring injury in that ugly 37-20 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Since then, he hasn't practiced. No clarity on his injury, and nothing but vague answers from John Harbaugh. When asked if Lamar is day-to-day, Harbaugh said, "How about I just don't say anything? We just leave it alone." Basically saying, I don't want to talk about Lamar Jackson's injury because it's not there. But that's me between reading the lines. That right there tells you all you need to know, period. The Ravens aren't being transparent, and they don't want the truth out. If this were a normal hamstring tweak, they'd say he's questionable. Give a timeline or something to that effect. Instead, they're hiding behind the scenes. And here's where it gets even more fishier. Lamar Jackson has been in all the meetings, hasn't missed time in the building, and Harbaugh said it himself, Lamar's working. He's doing a great job. That doesn't sound like a quarterback who's too injured to practice. That sounds like a quarterback who could play but doesn't want to right now. And let's not forget, this is the worst start that the Ravens have had in a decade. 1-3. Lamar hasn't missed a game since the end of 2022, but now, suddenly when things get a little bit rough, we're hearing about this hamstring issue. Guys, if Lamar really couldn't go, the Ravens would turn to Cooper Rush, the former Dallas Cowboys backup. Mark Andrews called him the pro's pro, but let's just be honest. Baltimore didn't sign Rush to take over in October. This team lives and dies with Lamar. Guys, the truth of the matter is the Ravens are trying to mask Lamar's situation, and it doesn't add up. Either they're hiding it just how bad it is, or Lamar isn't hurt and as hurt as they want you to believe. So let me ask you guys this question in the comments down below. Is Lamar Jackson actually injured, or is he faking it while the Ravens try to cover for him? Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. YouTube.com/Man Hour. This is a live interactive show, so comment down below. Alpha Rob says, I personally think he got a cramp because it was about 90 degrees. It was very, very hot in Missouri last Sunday. You are absolutely correct. And we're kind of in this weird transitional period in the world, at least here in the Midwest, where it's super cold in the morning, super hot in the afternoon. So you don't really prep your body as much. But if it was just a cramp, Alpha Rob, Old Man River said it. Hey, they're protecting their investment. They're not getting a chance to come back. Whatever, yada yada yada. It was midway through the third quarter. You still had 25 minutes left in the game. You could have mustered a comeback. You should have got some Gatorade, stretched it out, and been back out there. But if it is what it is. Will Wilson said the Ravens might be going 1-5 into their bye week. And you know what, Will? When we did the way too early, win-loss predictions, I actually did have the Baltimore Ravens kind of in a sluggish start because let's just be honest, they have a very, very tough schedule to start the season. They had the Bills, Browns, Lions, Chiefs. The Texans were supposed to be good. We obviously see where they're at right now. And then the LA Rams. And then they got the bye week. And then things get a lot easier. Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, right? So yeah, Will, you are not wrong at all. On the flip side, once they go 1-5, after the bye week, the Ravens are a team that could very well win, the next 11 games in a row and finish the season 11-5. Or I guess it would be 10 games in a row, right? They are a very, very good team. Actually, would be 12-5. I'm sorry. 12-5. They are that type of team, but this Lamar Jackson injury has got to be uneasy with Ravens fans, right? Is he faking it? Or is he actually like tore that hamstring off of the bone like Dak Prescott did last season? This is a tough, right? Patrick Martinez says, I didn't mean you're personally whack, but your take on Brock Purdy was whack. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like your honesty. Keep it coming, buddy. Old Man River says he might have cramped up his menstrual cramps. Well, wasn't it last year when, when was that? Was that last year or 2 years ago when we saw Lamar Jackson get hurt, right? And he ran off and had to take a poo-poo. Had to take a little dumpy dump. Maybe he had a poop and he pooped his pants in, like he was afraid to get off of the bench because, they were wearing all white. You get a little brown doo-doo staying down there. Alfred says get the mosquitoes. They first said he couldn't miss 1 to 3 weeks. Now they're saying that he could play this week. It just doesn't make sense. So Alpha Rob, hamstrings are strains, pulls, tears are all in grades, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is the highest, right? If it is a grade 1 hamstring strain, whatever it is, the diagnosis is 1 to 3 weeks. That's just the standard, right? Grade 1 is 1 to 3. Grade 2 is 2 to 4. Grade 3 is 3 to 6, and then 6 to 9 is the highest grade. Everything that I've read so far today is day to day. Now, obviously, even if Lamar Jackson doesn't practice all week, he's going to play on Sunday. I just want to know what kind of is it. I mean, first of all, they said yes, it is a hamstring injury. They said yes, he is day to day. However, what kind of grade is it? What kind of grade of hamstring strain is it? Is it actually a strain? Is it a tear? Is it a pull from the bone? Like, give us some information. I understand HIPAA laws and all that stuff, whatever. Just give us some information. Because I truly do not think that he got injured. I went back last night and I watched the Kansas City Chiefs game yet again. And from the time he got hurt, I went back 2 full series of them on offense. I did not see where he could potentially have got a cramp, could have potentially have tore it or strained it. Like, I don't see anywhere because we said this last night. When you get hurt, you grab for that injury. If you hurt your leg, you're going to grab that leg, whether it's the quad, the calf, the hamstring. If you hurt your shoulder, you're like, oh, my shoulder hurts, right? I never saw that in the 2 offensive series before that injury, before he was out. I never saw anything. So I'm just curious of like what actually happened. Is it a cramp? Is it something else? Like just tell us. Matter of fact, point out to where he got hurt. Then we might believe you that he's not faking it. Geomex said Lamar can go on a 5-game winning streak at any moment. We can't say that about any quarterback below 500 at this time. Maybe Dak, but nobody else. And Geomex, you are absolutely right because, hey, let's pull up the standings. I have not updated the standings on our overlays here since the Broncos beat the Bengals and the Dolphins beat the Jets. I have not updated yet. So we look at teams below 500. Not 500, but below 500. Miami Dolphins, the Jets. Justin Fields can't do it. Tua won't do it, right? Then you had the Ravens. Lamar Jackson probably could. The Browns are now starting Dylan Gabriel this week. Probably not. We could probably throw C.J. Stroud in there, right? Because we've seen flashes where C.J. Stroud can be a top 10 quarterback. Is he a top 10 quarterback? No. But he's seen flashes. Cam Ward? No. Geno Smith? No, for the Giants. Dallas Cowboys, the Dak? Potentially. Jackson Dart? I am intrigued to see how Jackson Dart does, but they won't be able to pull 4 or 5 games off in a row just because their schedule is tough. Everybody in the NFC North is above 500. NFC South, Bryce Young, nope. Spencer Rattler, nope. So yeah, GeoMex, you're actually probably spot on. We can maybe potentially put CJ Stroud up there, but yes, Lamar Jackson can easily go on a 5-game winning streak, and then all of a sudden we're talking praising the old Baltimore Ravens about how they're Super Bowl bound, how they're going to win the AFC North, how they're doing this, and this. But right now, we are worried about some injuries, right? We're worried about injuries of Lamar Jackson, and we're using that term very, very loosely. But an injury that is coming back is the Washington Commanders and Jayden Daniels. He is back, and they got him a major, major boost. But guys, the question that I have about Jayden Daniels is, can he pick up right where he left off, or are the Commanders rushing him back because of the defensive woes? Oof. Guys, we talked a little bit about the Commanders last night about how their defense is terrible right now, how they arguably have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Now, Jayden Daniels has officially been medically cleared to return this Sunday against the LA Chargers after missing 2 games with that sprained knee. He's back at full participant status in practice, and let's just be real. The Commanders need him. They went 1-1 with Marcus Mariota filling in, putting up 61 combined points in those games. Jayden Daniels is the future of this franchise, and he is a franchise quarterback. Let's make it no mistake about it. But here's the situation. Jayden Daniels hurt his knee back in week 2 on a scramble against the Green Bay Packers when safety Javon Bullard hit him helmet first. Daniels himself said it felt like he could have played 2 weeks ago, but the team doctors and Dan Quinn did not clear him. Quinn admitted it wasn't easy holding him out, but he wanted to make sure that his young quarterback was truly himself by putting him back on the field. That makes sense. This is Daniels' second year, and he's coming off a Rookie of the Year campaign in 2024. In his first 2 games this season, he threw for 433 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also added 85 yards on the ground. This kid is electric, but his style of play, scrambling, taking off when the pocket collapses, is exactly what got him banged up in the first place. Even he admitted he has to find balance in between protecting himself and knowing when to fight for extra yards. At practice this week, Jayden Daniels was back in full. Though he is still wearing a brace on that left knee. He said he doesn't like it, but if that's what it takes to play, he will wear it. And he made one thing very, very clear. I plan on playing on Sunday, and I plan on winning on Sunday. Guys, Jayden Daniels makes the Washington Commanders a very dangerous team yet again. But if he doesn't learn how to protect himself quickly, these injuries are going to keep piling up and piling up and piling up. So let me ask you guys this question in the comments down below. Will Jayden Daniels pick up right where he left off, or is this just the start of a season where injuries keep slowing him down? Subscribe. Hit the like button. Remember, guys, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this is a live interactive show, so comment down below. GeoMex said, man, I wish Geno Smith played for the Giants. GeoMex, I understand your frustration with Geno Smith right now, but let's flash back to April, after the draft, May, June, July, going into August. Week number 1 rolls around. Geno Smith and the Chip Kelly era is here, baby. We go to the moon, baby. Everybody was riding Geno Smith and Chip Kelly. Hell, right here on the show, I said, cold hard fact is that Chip Kelly plus Geno Smith is a match made in heaven. I said it. There's a video clip out there somewhere. I still have the notes from that show right here on my computer. Why don't you like Geno Smith? Because when you look at Geno Smith, like, everything points to, like, him being the Raiders mentality, right? Because I see people talk about the Raiders mentality. The truth is, Geno Smith has 948 yards passing so far this season. He's averaging 237 yards a game. He had 6 touchdowns this season. 64% completion percentage. He's doing everything right, except for getting sacked 12 times, except for throwing interceptions, 7 of them, having a QBR of 79.1. But what did you expect? Legitimately, as a Raiders fan, what did you fully expect from Geno Smith this season? Did you expect him to be an MVP caliber quarterback? Did you expect him to truly lead you to the AFC West Championship game? Did you truly expect him to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL this season? That is a legit question. Because every time I see Las Vegas Raiders fans in our comments, in our chat, and like you guys lumping you all together, saying Super Bowl, playoffs, AFC West Championship. Like, to me, Geno Smith did not move the needle for me on the Las Vegas Raiders at all. And yes, you can call me a homer for being a Chiefs fan. You can call me a hater, whatever, yada. But truth be told, you overpaid for Geno Smith. You overreacted when you did not get a quarterback. You guys should have traded for Dak Prescott last season. It is what it is. You should have traded for Dak Prescott last season. Then we would be talking. Because Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott is a MVP caliber type of quarterback. Dak Prescott is the type of person that can lead you to the promised land. Geno Smith, not so much. Geno Smith, that's not so much. And that's what you said, bro. What is it that I said? I did overreact to the week 1 of Geno Smith and Chip Kelly. You are absolutely correct. I overreacted. I hyped it up. But you know what? Since then, I have not spoke one word about Geno Smith and Chip Kelly. Granted, now hindsight is 2020. Because at first I was like, whoa, I mean, we need to be realistic here. They did beat the New England Patriots, but fast forward 3, 4, 5 weeks here, the Patriots are not a bad team. It might be a 500 team here, right? But then they only scored 9 points for the Chargers. Yes, it's the Chargers are a divisional matchup, good defense, yada. But the defense is what's hurting you guys. The defense is what's hurting you. It's not Geno Smith, but at the same time, I don't understand why there was so much hype around Geno Smith either. So get him out of town. I expect coaches to lead these rich fucks. There's your problem. You got Pete Carroll as your coach. And he is not going to lead anybody. Pete Carroll is a nice little rah-rah guy. He likes to go play catch, right? He likes to have fun with the boys. I don't think Pete Carroll likes being married. That's what it comes down to. And Will also says Geno is a native of Haiti and grew up in Bronx, New York. He's a Hayden Cyril. I don't know what that is. A Haitian. I'm not for sure what that means with any like anything. Like you would think he would perform well in Vegas. Then he is used to the warm, right? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I don't understand what that has to do with anything. But that is a good fact, though. Geomex says, I've been a Raiders fan for 38 years of my life. Raiders till I die. He says, F Dak, you crazy. Old Man River wanted Dak Prescott to come down. Hell, Old Man River was ready to give the farm for Dak Prescott. 3 first-round draft picks. Hell, sent him Max Crosby. But now it's sitting here like, oh, slow it down, baby. Slow it down, baby. The truth of the matter is, guys, it is time for cold, hard facts. All right, guys, so it is time for cold, hard facts. If you've not seen this segment down before, here's how it works. I'm going to lay down some straight facts. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just real, undeniable truth about what's going on around the NFL world. We're talking cold, hard facts. We're cutting through all the noise and getting what is true, what is happening, what is real. No room for debate here, guys. These are facts you can take to the bank. So buckle up because we're about to drop some knowledge. No overreaction, no exaggeration, just pure, cold, hard facts. Now, guys, let's dive into it and see what really the truth is all about today. All right, guys, so the first cold hard fact of the day is this. The Indianapolis Colts defense now has major holes to fill, and they are arguably going to have the biggest drop-off of the NFL season. That's because veteran quarterback Xavien Howard has officially retired after just 4 games in Indy. He came back in August hoping to revive his career, but after a rough outing against the LA Rams, where Puka lit him up for 170 yards, including 112 and a touchdown directly on Howard, the 4-time Pro Bowler has decided to call it quits. He posted a statement saying, "My dream has now changed. My kids are more important than football." At 32 years old, he's stepping away from the game for good, choosing family over football. Now, let's be 100% clear. Howard was one of the league's best ball hawks in his prime, a 2-time NFL interception leader, a first-team All-Pro in 2020, and a guy who walks away with 29 career interceptions, ranking 3rd among active players. That's a career worth celebrating. But the timing leaves the Colts in a very, very rough spot. Head coach Shane Steichen and the defensive coordinator Lou were already facing questions about Howard's performance, and now that they're starting at the depth chart with no one at their starting quarters. This is just losing a veteran. It's losing a guy who banked on stability in the secondary. Guys, the cold hard fact is this. With Howard gone, the Colts defense has a glaring hole that opposing quarterbacks are now going to attack until Indy proves they can patch it up. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is the Colts 3-0 start was all smoke and mirrors. The Colts are now going to finish 8-9, missing the wild card yet again. And guess what? Same old Colts. So, guys, let me ask you this question. Can the Colts defense survive this loss, or is this the beginning of a bigger problem in Indianapolis? Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, guys, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. This is a live interactive show, guys. Discuss your thoughts in the comments down below. But moving on to the next cold hard facts. Guys, the cold hard fact is this. Philadelphia Eagles better use A.J. Brown or simply get him out of town. There is no in between. Use him or lose him. Guys, Brown has had a quiet start to the NFL season here into 2025 NFL season. There's 14 catches, 151 yards, and 1 touchdown on 28 targets. That's only 10.8 yards per reception, way below his career average of 15.6. After the Eagles' 31-25 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was clearly frustrated. 9 targets, but only 2 catches for 7 yards. After the game, Brown didn't speak to the media. Instead, he posted on X with a Bible verse that read simply as this: "If you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way." Fans immediately started connecting that to Jalen Hurts and his lack of involvement in the passing game. Now, Brown came out Wednesday and said his frustration wasn't aimed toward Jalen Hurts or anyone inside the building. In fact, he doubled down saying he loves Philly. This is home, and he's not trying to demand targets just to pad stats. But he was clear. When the game is on the line, give me the ball. He wants that pressure, and he feels like he has earned it. Jalen Hurts, for his part, brushed it off, saying the relationship is good. The focus is on this week, and they're the same, and they share the same passion. That's all fine and dandy, but here's the bigger issue. The Eagles are 4-0, but they rank 31st in the NFL in passing yards per game at just 138. You've got one of the most dangerous receivers in the league, and you're not using them? Guys, the cold hard fact is this. If the Eagles do not find out a way to unlock A.J. Brown in this office, frustration will only grow. The Philly will be faced with the choice: feature him or risk losing him. So, guys, in the comments down below, let me ask you guys this question. Is it an early season overreaction, or do the Eagles actually have a serious problem brewing with A.J. Brown? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast time. This is a live interactive show, so comment down below. West Philly Black's in the chat. What's up, West Philly? He said A.J. Brown did the same thing last year. Brown isn't going anywhere. Eagles will repeat as champions and start a new dynasty. And I say, whoa, slow it down, baby. West Philly Black, you might be the biggest Philadelphia Eagles fan I know, but you are a homer. You are a homer. Because what happened the last time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl? Yes, they lost that Super Bowl. They didn't win that Super Bowl, but when's the last time they went to the Super Bowl? They started 11-0. Started 11-0. Cracks were showing, just like they're showing right now. But they kept on winning, masking those cracks. They didn't have elite concrete foundation out there fixing their cracks. They had Joe Blow down the street. They did not have Wesley Sexton out there fixing your cracks. They had Joe Blow say, oh, we'll just mud it over. We'll call it a day. If A.J. Brown does not get the ball, he is going to keep giving these cryptic messages. Last year when he was reading the book, he was checked out, mentally checked out. Matter of fact, let's flash back to last season. I think you guys were playing the Miami Dolphins. You were up by 3 or 4 scores, if I'm not mistaken. It was a blowout game. In the third quarter, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Nick Sirianni were all seen yelling at each other. You could read his lips saying, I want the ball, I want the ball, I want the ball. The very next drive, Jalen Hurts threw the ball his way 4 times in a row. Boom, 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 boom. 4 and out. Just to quote, prove a point. If you are so hell-bent that you are the next dynasty, West Philly Black, if you're so hell-bent that you'll be repeat champions, get A.J. Brown out of town. Get somebody that wants to be in there and know his role. Because you could probably get a second-round pick for A.J. Brown. Let's just be honest. A.J. Brown, send him over to the Kansas City Chiefs. Send him over to the Dallas Cowboys. Send him out of town. Send him somewhere. Send him to Cleveland to die. I don't care. But if you keep letting this happen, Nick Sirianni is going to get exposed as a coach yet again. Because we flash back to that Super Bowl year, the year after, 11-0. You finish the season 11-5, wild card game, 1 and done, lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody and their dog saying, fire Nick Sirianni, and there, Nick Sirianni, fire Nick Sirianni. Now, everything's hunky-dory in Philly now. Everything's all hunky-dory now. Won the Super Bowl, we're 4-0, everything's clicking. But if A.J. Brown continues to be this cancer, you have to get him out of town, right? It's as simple as that. You have to get him out of town. But Montana says, hey, it's the next man up. Next man up, baby. He says, get A.J. Brown out of town. We don't need none of that brownness over here. We got the Devontae Smith. We got a little Saquon Barkley. We got a little Dallas Goedert. We got a little Dotson. We got a little John Meachie III. We got a little Grant, what's his name? Kanaka. I'm terrible with names. A.J. Brown, we don't need you, says Montana. And Montana says, slow it down, baby. When you talk about top 5 receivers, top 10 receivers, you got to put A.J. Brown up there. But you are correct. Next man up. You don't want to be here? See ya. We don't need you. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you, right? Alpha Rob says it's going to be a bigger problem when they lose and he doesn't get the ball. That is facts. That is fact. Because obviously winning cures all. When you are winning, everything's hush-hush. When you become 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, now a losing ball team, and you're still only getting 2 catches for 7 yards, kind of like, shut the ball. Like, shut up, man. It's going to get loud. Because let's just be honest, the Eagles kind of go on this tear where they could easily drop 3 of the next 4. They play the Broncos, which is, I'm not saying they're going to lose to the Broncos, but they're a competitive team. You play the Giants twice in 3 weeks, or twice in 3 games, I should say. Very competitive. It's the divisional game. The Vikings, we'll see. Then you play the Packers, the Lions, and the Cowboys. Loss. When you lose 3 in a row to the Lions, the Packers, Lions, and Cowboys, then it starts getting pretty loud. And then if you lose 3 games, weeks 16, 17, and 18 to the Commanders, to the Bills, and to the Commanders that you like again, then it gets really loud. And then you're 1 and done in the playoffs? Damn. That is tough. That is tough. That is tough. But we'll see. But guys, next up here on the cold hard facts. The cold hard fact is this, guys. Stefon Diggs looked like he's turning the corner, and the Patriots might have finally found their true number 1 receiver. That's right, guys. Stefon Diggs is the man, the myth, the legend in New England. That is the cold hard fact. Because when you look at it, after nearly a year away from crossing the 100-yard mark, Stefon Diggs broke through it in a 42-13 blowout win over the Panthers last week, hauling in over 100 yards for the first time in 22 games. He called it, quote, turning the corner day. And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. Because when you watch that game, that's exactly what he did. Think about it. The uncertainty that surrounded him back in March, fresh off a torn ACL, signing a 3-year, $69 million deal with the Patriots. People question whether signing Diggs people question if Stefon Diggs still had the speed, the explosiveness, and the consistency to be a true number one receiver. And let's not forget, new team, new coach, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. That's a lot of moving parts for a 31-year-old receiver coming off of a major surgery. But here we are in week 4, and Diggs is starting to show not only that he is healthy, but he has bought into the Patriots system. He's got 19 catches for 213 yards already this season, leading the team in both of those categories. He is becoming a steady target for May while emerging as a veteran leadership in the locker room, something the Patriots desperately needed for the last few years. What really stands out of his recovery, less than 9 months after tearing his ACL, Diggs was back cutting, running routes, and making plays in real game. That's insane. Most guys don't even sniff the field until a year later. His trainer called it historically fast recovery. Guys, the cold hard fact is this. If Diggs has really turned the corner, the Patriots just found their game changer on offense, and the Patriots are a playoff-bound team. Guys, the cold hard fact is that the Patriots keep doing what they're doing right now. They are going to shock a lot of people. They are going to be a wild card team, and they're going to get a wild card win in this year's playoffs. But guys, let me ask you this question. Is this a one game for Stefon Diggs, or are we asking the rebirth of the Pro Bowl receiver in New England? That is what we got to ask. But it's time for fact. It is time for crap. Alrighty, folks, as we start to wind up the show, we're not quite done yet. It's time for our final segment, fact or crap. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some statements, some facts that are floating around the NFL world, and it's up to decide if it's a solid fact and if it's a whole lot of crap. We're going to separate the truth from the nonsense, cut through the hype, and see what's really worth believing. If it's legit, we all about it. If it's pure garbage, we're calling it out. So grab your popcorn, because it's about to get real. It's time for fact, and it's time for crap. All right, guys, so first up here on the factor crap is, it's the hot seat factor crap, this type of edition. So, guys, factor crap is the Tennessee Titans head coach Brian Callahan officially on the hot seat. Guys, let's break this down. 0-4 start, mounting losses. The Titans have opened the 2025 season winless. In his tenure, beginning of 2024, Callahan records is a 3-18. Such sustained losing often leads to insecurity and pressures from the NFL. Now, after their loss in Houston, Callahan admitted that everything is on the table in terms of change. That's the kind of language that usually signals awareness of the pressure and AKA my job is on the line. Callahan handed off offense of play calling to quarterbacks coach Bo Hargrave after the rough start. Matter of fact, guys, Brian Callahan was supposed to be the offensive guru. This move often is a concession by coaches under fire, doing less in hopes of managing the bigger picture. Some within the Titans coaching ranks reportedly told moderate concern about his job security if they don't things improve. Media analysts are also putting him on a coach's watch to be fired list. The Titans offense is stuck. Last in many key metrics. Cam Ward himself said, I want to keep it 100. We suck. Cam Ward has been sacked a league-high number of times so far this season. The offense ranks near the bottom in total yards, points, and efficiency. Fans and the media are openly criticizing his performance. Some argue he's the next domino to fall. SI ran a piece called title, "It's Time for the Titans to fire Brian Callahan." Actually, guys, so he's definitely on the hot seat. But if you're on the crap side of things, I understand. As of right now, reports suggest that the Titans are not actively planning on firing him mid-season. Adam Schefter reported that the team isn't seeing a coaching change right now, though this performance may continue. We might see a little bit more. Replacing a coach mid-season is messy too. The Titans may prefer to ride things out and hope for a turnaround, especially with a rookie quarterback and an unstable roster. Also, candidates might have been floating around, but no serious names have appeared in the roster. Guys, the Titans are rebuilding. Let's just be honest. They used the number 1 overall pick on Cam Ward this season. It's arguably that failures are systematic. Offensive line, roster depth, youth, young quarterback. Not just coaching. Callahan may buy time by framing it as a development and growing through the adversity. But the truth of the matter is, guys, Brian Callahan is on the hot seat. Guys, this is fact. Brian Callahan should be fired midseason. Matter of fact, after week 5, Brian Callahan should be fired. The evidence is here. The record, the public statements, the loss of play calling duties, media pressure, all point that way. It's not guaranteed he'll be gone tomorrow, but the front office still holds a card, so far it's measured than their approach. So here's how I see it. Guys, Brian Callahan is cooking in Nashville. The Titans are 0-4. 2005 season, you got to get him out of town. I'm calling it a fact. Get him out of town. He is on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. It's not even a slow burn. Get him out of town right now. But guys, that's up to you. Fact or crap. Is Brian Callahan on the hot